Hello, today I would like to take the chance, rather the opportunity, to take a look at the current status of the Athena, which is pretty much what you see right there, a big pile of parts that are currently not assembled and have been sitting there for almost a year. So let's take a look at the simple pieces. This here is what it started out with, some simple plans, a sketch for an airship, some more detailed stuff right here where I already sketched out some of the details. Then more stuff right there. So this is how it evolved from the plans. This here is the undercarriage, so to speak. This is the pieces I started out with. It has that large bombardment gun at the front. It has an observation deck right here. And these two things right here are what were supposed to be jump decks. So, you know, have some airborne troops jumping off the airship. Plus a close-in defense system existing of 3 Punisher cannons and a 6 rocket launcher for Hunter killer missiles. And you see it's all ornamented here. And this here is supposed to be handling another 2 smaller turrets. They're pretty similar to Chimera turrets, just having some air defense guns in there. Here I also have some spots that are already planned for a flag or something that I want to paint onto here. The same over here, some kind of slogans just like what I did on the Zeus. And also here on this observation deck, you see it's missing the big plotting table. You will see another version of that later on, and this is pretty much the next thing I'm going to work with. Completing this part here with the observation deck, probably with 2 guys leaning through the windows with some binocles watching out and another guy standing at the plotting table. Well, and here's the hull, the main body of the Athena, just sitting on top of the undercarriage. You can see it's not glued together or anything like that. It's just sitting on there. So I got to be real careful when moving this around. Here you see the rear, still missing some parts, which I'm going to attach pretty quick. And with the 2 main rotors, for the thrust forward. Mural in the back, pretty decent I think. And here we have the other side. This here are supposed to be like, you know, rails for dropping bombs. Some buoyancy or whatever tanks, you know, for elevation stuff. And here are the triple torpedo launchers, pretty big, and the eagle crest stuff up front. And now I'm gonna start attaching the first pieces of armory. So this here is a multiple rocket launcher up front. It's turnable and elevatable, and it also has here this little crane that I built for actually loading the rockets into the launchers for reload purposes. Of course, you know, showing it off, it kind of falls apart. So here's the 2 hatches that open for the ammo, and then the crane reaches down and then drops the rockets back here into the launcher. So, and it folds down completely down to the deck, something like this, I think. There we go, completely out of the way. Okay, the next thing we have here are some 2 forward twin stubbers, you know, for close-in air defense. And here beneath the forward piece thing, we have that quad lace guns, 2 of them, 2 sets. They can be used for ground engagements as well as air defense, I think. At least that's the theory here. Well, for the rear we have this balcony here. I wanted to show it to you before I mount it, so you can see there's some nice instruments with some, you know, steampunk speaker system stuff, an observation device, again one of those plotting tables that I'm also going to use on the observation deck. Unfortunately, over time this piece kind of warped a little bit, so I'm going to see if I can still mount it, but you know, in the end, when everything's going to be glued on, then it's definitely going to fit. So this is the balcony mounted, again with 2 twin stubbers for close defense. So this is pretty much how the Athena looks from the rear, with the 2 main rotors, the kind of the rudder thing. It's turnable for the direction, and then this observation device. It was initially planned for landing aircraft, so they can observe it, and there's supposed to be a set of lights, you know, like the direction lights going from red via orange to green in the center, so the pilots know how to approach the landing deck. But since it's no longer an aircraft carrier, it's not really necessary anymore. Speaking about the past, so this is the island that the Athena used to have when it was still planned as an aircraft carrier. So it had the elevated island thing, command center with some radars, some chimney stacks for, you know, it's kind of steampunky appearance, glass covered windows. Here was supposed to even kind of another mural, no longer in use, I think. So here in the rear it had a mount for another air defense system. Coming back around, it had another mural right there, Vada Retro Xenos, so getaway Xenos, and a nice Joker or a comical scene, 3 guys repainting the Athena. As you can see, it's pretty, she looks pretty worn and torn and everything, and so these guys are working on repainting. So the first one here is scraping the stuff off. This dude here is putting the rust resistant paint on there, and the last guy is putting then the final grayish coat onto it. But as you can see here from on the deck, it's just not enough space to make this really an aircraft carrier. Even with the Nighthawk with the wings folded up, it's simply not enough space to make this a realistic aircraft carrier. So I dissed that idea and changed to something different. So once the aircraft carrier idea was out of discussion, I decided to give it a more of a destroyer battleship appearance. So for this I built a new superstructure with the bridge thing, command thing, radar stuff here, and some stacks. And as usual, I'm pretty deep into, you know, details of movable parts. So this here is kind of a cover for the window. This here will be kind of a conference room with you know, the command crew discussing, probably again over a plotter table or kind of hologram floating around. I have some pretty neat ideas, but they're far from realization yet. So it's also here we have some covers that are moving. Yes, so we can close those windows. That's pretty decent. And the bridge. So that's one of those things that's currently holding me off, because in order to continue, there's a lot of detail I need to do. You know, I need to really mount the interior into the bridge, you know. So I have the room here for the conference room and the bridge, you know, with all the instruments and stuff. I would really have to do this now, and that's what's pretty much holding me off. So let's see how I continue. Of course, with the new role comes more armament, so I'm gonna have those 2 nice Hydra turrets that I built even for the Athena when she was still an aircraft carrier. She was supposed to have these. So they're completely scratch built, as you can see. Not mounted yet, as usual, because everything's just, you know, sitting there. And then here's the big turret that I just built. That's the latest part, with 3 huge, like, earth shaker cannons. It's not in the final position yet because it still needs to turn around, so probably have to move the bridge back a little bit, so they would look kind of realistic right here. So probably something like this. So this is how she pretty much looks right now. And besides the details on the inside, there's still a lot of details to do, like back here. So for here, I have planned to have one big piece of wall with another big huge mural on it, probably showing the Athena itself. And here this is like a landing circle for smaller aircraft. The Nighthawk would fit in on there. I already tried that, but I'm not sure if I'm going to do it. I'm probably going to make a little scene again with 2 or 3 dudes standing around, kind of readying an observation drone or something like this. And I still have this nice close defense gun that I'm probably going to put either back here or more in the middle. So that's another one of those scratch builds. And well, that pretty much concludes the tour of the Athena, where she is, or the state she's in right now. So I hope you enjoyed this little tour, and you look forward to how I continue just as much as I do. Okay, talk to you soon.